Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us for our very first live tipster chat. I'm Amanda and I'm here with one of our tipsters, Gayton, known to many of her followers out there as a very personal shopper. And we are so excited to have Gayton here today to be answering some of your questions live. So please make sure to type in. We're actually going to be reading them and we'll be here to answer some of them. So before we get started, Gayton, you describe your style as edgy with the wisdom of age. And with 50 years, is that right?
Yeah, I started when I was 5.
My goodness, 50 years of retail experience. I'm sure you've got lots of wisdom to share with us today.
I hope so.
So why don't you just kind of start and give us a little bit about your background?
Well, I guess my edginess started because I was a product of a uniform education, and meaning that I wore a uniform to school every day of the week, and I didn't like it much at all. But it did show me that I could bring out my personal way of dressing when I didn't have to wear a uniform. So I always wanted something a little more different. I wanted to add a little different accessory to everything, and it just carried on through my life. And I guess the fact that I can dress in 5 minutes and put myself together goes back to that years of dressing in uniform. Years later, I found myself living in the Caribbean on 3 separate islands at any different time. And in one of the incarnations, I, along with my husband, managed a resort in the British Virgin Islands where at any given moment I was called to be a hostess to a sitting president and the First Lady, King and Queen, and a rock star and his family, to mention just a few. And I had to get dressed fast. So I kept my wardrobe filled with, you know, white bottoms, black bottoms, whether they were skirts or pants. And I could just put colored tops on, accessorized with shoes, earrings, bangles, which I'm absolutely crazy over. And this just helped me get through, and here I am now at Eileen Fisher, where it just really all works. And I've never felt more at home. I've been with the company 17 years, and it's been a good match.
That's so great. So do you feel like you're still in a uniform?
A very sophisticated, wonderful uniform.
Absolutely.
Not little plaid skirts and white blouses and navy blue cardigans.
So great. And I know that you also brought with you today some of your spring must-haves. I'm sure everyone would love to kind of hear what some of those are.
Well, I did. And if you followed any of my tips online, you know that I'm into color jeans, and that isn't stopping at this moment. We're adding more and more colors as we go along. And as you can see here, one of my favorite ways of adding color, because so many people are afraid to go with the bottom in a color. And this is our little cami, which is in all colors. I think we both have them on today. I have a white one, a white one over here, and they just come in the colors that match every group that comes out. As far as the bottoms, one of our best fabrics, and one that I add to my wardrobe all the time, is our washable stretch crepe. And this is in silver, which to me is, if you don't want to wear stark white, the silver is just the best. And we have it in a crop length, a capri length, and a skinny ankle length pant, which is great with all of our tunic tops. So that's really
I do love that silver shade. It's so nice for those that maybe don't want to wear that bright white on the bottom.
The other thing that I have continued to do for spring and summer is to add skirts. I've never been a skirt and dress person, to speak. I mean, it's mostly pants. But this fabric, which is part of our spa line, is a cotton hemp, and it's cool and it's comfortable, and I travel with it because I do travel to California quite often. I have an 8-month-old granddaughter, and I love to go visit her whenever I can. And then, of course, back to our colored jeans. This happens to be a new color coming up, which is arnica, but my wardrobe is now consisting of strawberry, sapphire blue, the same color you have on top here, the African violet.
Yep.
So if you're afraid to do it, you know, don't do head to toe, just do your bottoms and put your little white t-shirts on, a great cardigan, and there's your color. And on a personal note, with my accessories, I love the shoes. I've added wonderful shoes to my wardrobe, including strawberry. If you're afraid of color in the clothing, go with the shoe. Bangles are something that I'm kind of known for, and I will always add those along with, you know, my must-haves are the jewelry and scarves. And even in the summertime, you can put a scarf around your neck. So those, and on top of that, my iPad, which, you know, I live by because I can see my granddaughter on FaceTime. So those are all my plus, you know, that I need to have for the summer.
That's great. I bet you actually probably answered maybe even some of the questions that some of the audience members have. So that's so great. All right. Well, we are so excited. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I think we're just going to start with our questions. We have some of them coming in. So again, remember, if you have a question for us, please be sending it. We want to read them here and try to get as many as we can. We have a good one here. Vicky wants to know about our scoop neck line. Does it flattering for everybody?
Scoop necks, in my opinion, do flatter everybody. And I know, you know, Eileen kind of goes, the designers go from scoop necks to high scoop necks to V-necks. We just try to vary it. And some people definitely look better in a scoop neck. And I think actually a scoop neck will fit most face shapes and body shapes. A V-neck, on the other hand, brings your eye down. So if you want that nice long lean look and have your neck looking much longer, a V-neck is a good way to go.
That's great advice. And I think I'm wearing a scoop today, so that's good. Sandy wants to know, why is it so hard to find pretty summer clothes with sleeves? She'd be thrilled to find a sleeve.
That's really the age-old question these days, because we all tend to, at a certain point in our lives, not look to wear anything that's sleeveless. And what I do with my own clothing is I will use our lightweight cardigan sweaters. We do, which I have on today in a pullover, we do our lightweight linen, which is great because it is cool, and linen is a great summer fabric, as you know. And then if you want the illusion of a sleeveless garment without baring your arms, we have several pieces that are sheerer in nature. So you get that nice look, and it's cool. They're cool. And, you know, even in the heat, and living in the Caribbean, I can attest to this, I always needed a little cover-up because restaurants are cool, airports are cool, grocery stores are freezing. You need a fur coat to go grocery shopping.
You really do. That's right. All right, well, that's great. Maria says, I'm obsessed with Eileen Fisher clothes. Thank you, Maria. 5'7", pear-shaped, size 8, and on top, and a 10 or 12 on bottom. I'm trying to hide my hips. What do you recommend?
Well, first of all, don't hide your hips. You know, by trying to hide your hips, you're just drawing attention to the fact that you have hips. And I think the important thing is on the bottom half is to not wear something so super skinny, like in a very skinny jean or a skinny legged pant of any kind, because then you're only adding to the fact that you have a larger part as you start going up. So I think stay away from a real skinny pant, try to go with a straight leg pant, and for a little dressier you could go to a wide pant. And then the length of your top has a lot to do with focusing on that. You don't want anything that's too short that's going to make your waist look tinier and then your hips look larger. So you need to go for kind of a medium look, but don't try to hide it. Try to work with it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it is right.
It's all about proportion and really just kind of finding what works for your body type.
It's all about proportion.
Speaking of, we have Boyd, who wants to know if there's an Eileen Fisher, if it's too big, if it's boxy, or is it just made to be that way? So maybe they wonder if they should size down or, you know, kind of wear it as is.
Personally, I think it's a very personal thing, because obviously if the top is oversized, you can size down to get a better look for yourself. But generally speaking, our box tops are just that. They're boxy. Anything that you see that says slouchy or dolman sleeve tops are meant to be oversized. They're not meant to fit the body snugly.
Okay, that's great. Diane, oh, this is fun. She's going to the Hudson Valley Shakespeare Festival on Friday. Can you suggest good outfits with a mix of comfort and pizzazz?
I think this is where skirts might come in kind of fun for that kind of thing. And the skirt in the that I just spoke to with one of my favorite things would be really great. And it has a lot of wonderful tops to it. And, you know, being in air conditioning again, put a fun scarf on. I mean, we have some scarves with embellishments on them, very kind of boho looking, that could be sort of fun for an occasion like that. And just, I can't stress enough, accessorize, accessorize.
Yeah, there's a beautiful scarf that's coming out that has the jewelry tassels.
Yes,
beautiful.
It's wonderful.
So I love that one.
Yeah,
that's great. Okay, Elizabeth. Oh, she lives in Mexico, and she can only shop online. And have a clothes sent to a friend in the United States. It's hard to figure out what to order, again, based maybe on some of the sizing. So is there any advice that you can give her on how to order?
Well, I think the best advice for you is feel free to call our customer service and personal shoppers on our toll-free number. And everybody is very, very happy to help you with this, because it is difficult. And I do understand that when you're, you know, sending things back and forth because they don't fit, it can get quite expensive. So we can just give you wonderful ideas, and who knows, you may even get me and I can help you personally.
Yeah, if you call the customer service line, you may actually have Gaten on the other line. That would be so cool. Okay, so Carl, I'm a plus size petite. What do you recommend for the woman with a bit of a stomach who's on the shorter side?
Okay, unfortunately, we do not make petite plus sizes. However, certain things can be of a right proportion so that you can have them altered to fit. I would stay away from because you're short, I would stay away from things that are too flowy. And you know, a lot of our pieces that might have dipped hems and dolman sleeves that, as I spoke to before, that are very oversized, may be very difficult. So again, if you're in a position where you could go to one of our stores or to a store that has women's sizes, there's so many people that would be so much, you know, they'd be so happy to help you get into the right proportion, because it's really what that's all about too.
Okay. How do you wear some of these bright new spring colors? Because I know that well, we're in New York, so although we're in color, there's a lot of wearers of black. So how would you introduce some of the color?
Well, I think I'd introduce it, first of all. I try to encourage women to go to the colored jeans because they are so much fun, and they're age appropriate. It just is opened up a whole new world for me, because I've been having so much fun this summer. I have to say, my husband's pleased when I open my closet and he doesn't just see a sea of black. There's actually color in the closet. So I think the thing is, if you're going with a colored bottom, stay very simple on the top. Wear a nice white top. We have a couple of wonderful pieces. And just tone it down that way and keep it light and airy, but have fun. It's a fun thing to do.
It really is important to have fun.
It is.
Getting dressed should be fun. So, and then when you can get dressed in 5 minutes, you got a lot more time for fun.
More time for fun. That's right.
There's a lot of maxi skirts out there, and even maxi dresses. Is that a proportion for everyone? Is that, you know, a style that everyone can wear?
Yes and no. I mean, I know that's kind of ambiguous, but you can. I'm not very tall. I'm at my best day probably 5'4" and 3/4 these days, but I do like to wear them, and I will kind of sneak in a petite, so I get that little bit of little shorter look to it. But I think it depends on how you're wearing it, what you're wearing it with, and that, I mean, your shoes. During the day, I mean, I love wearing just little sandals, and it's nothing that looks cooler than wearing a maxi dress with sandals. As I was walking here this morning, I noticed there were so many women of all ages walking the street with their maxi skirts or maxi dresses on with sandals, and it just looked cool and refreshing. So I think everybody can really wear them.
It really, and it's in fashion too. I see them, you know, you're seeing down the street. It's amazing. I've been living in maxi dresses, you know, since last summer, and it really is.
It's great.
It's great, and dresses are great for travel. I mean, I know that there's a lot of travelers out there, including myself. So is there any fabrics or any styles that you would suggest for that traveler out there?
Well, I think, you know, we have some organic cotton. We have our viscose jersey, which is very packable. It's my favorite fabric, and I love it. I have skirts and pants, and it's the greatest packing. For a little dressier occasion, and it does pack well, is our silk jersey, our washable silk jersey. So they're all, and they're light, and of course the linens. How can you go wrong with a wonderful linen maxi dress for summer?
For the summer. And I heard you say washable, so I know that that's great, kind of that easy
very
care.
Good, especially when you're traveling.
Yeah.
You know, you can always rinse something out in a hotel sink.
I've done that before, that is for sure.
I think we all have.
Just rinse it up in the sink, hang it in the bathroom, and it's
ready
good
to go the next day.
That's great. All right, great. Well, this is actually a fun one. I live on the beach, and you actually lived on the beach too, so that's kind of fun. So what's in your beach bag?
What's in my beach bag? Okay. Well, lots of sunblock. You know, I'm a big sunblock person. A wonderful book. You know, that keeps you going. And then as a cover-up, because you really don't want to expose yourself so much. And there's nothing worse than having a terrible sunburn. I've been there, and it's just not fun. So what I like to travel with is my, I've got our handkerchief linen from many years, and they're just the most wonderful tops to wear when you're getting, you know you're getting a little too much sun, and you just throw those on. So that's kind of something that I you know, like to keep around. And a hat. Yeah,
hat. I was at the beach
hat
this
and
weekend,
sunglasses.
and I was loading it up yet. I did manage to get a little color, so that's definitely important to have that kind of extra color. All right, great. Well, I just want to remind everyone to keep sending in your questions. We have a few more minutes with Gayton, and we're just, I think it's going well. What do you think?
I think it's really exciting. I hope we're answering your questions.
Yeah, no, this is great. I have another one. I love the Eileen Fisher jersey dresses, but they feel they may be too casual for nighttime. So how would you maybe dress up?
And I'm not sure if she's talking about like our linen jersey or our viscose jersey. In any event, I think both can be dressed up. I'm somebody who, the dressiest thing for me is to wear a wonderful shoe that might be metallic or, you know, sparkly in some way, and of course jewelry. A great pair of wonderful shoulder duster earrings that could pick up, you know, all the lights. But I don't think it would be not dressy. I mean, I think you could dress it up with your own imagination, and you know, depending if it's a black tie occasion, then you'd have to rethink it. But for a normal dressy situation, I think it would work for you.
I love our clothes because it really is just like a nice canvas that you really can accessorize, change your shoes, put on a brighter lipstick, you know, your
that's
jewelry.
Right. I have said for many years that if I could have 5 customers in the store and I gave them each the same pieces and then put them into a room where they could get their accessories, everybody would come out. You would think the outfits were totally different. It is a blank canvas.
That's so fun. What, as a personal shopper, and you've been with us for so many years, what's the most frequently asked question, or what would be a question that you would often get, you know, from somebody in your fitting room?
Well, I think the fit. Right. You know, so many people will say to you, "Well, I can't wear that," and I have a challenge. I love a challenge, so I would say, let's work with it and we'll try.
Right.
Well, you know, in the end, she would end up loving what I had her try on. So it's just a matter, I always use the term, you need to play with the clothes. Right. And it's so important to be able to go into a store or, you know, make a day of it and go have fun. Yeah. We love having people come in and play.
We really do have some great, very knowledgeable
staff in all of the stores
that could really help everyone out there with questions. And Christine just wrote in, you know, saying that she's liking the tips for shorter women, but maybe intimidated by going to the store. So, how would you kind of advise Christine on welcoming her in, and we want you to have fun, Christine.
That's right, Christine. Depending on where you live, it's very difficult for me to speak to it because I'm not sure. But in New York, we have 2 specific stores that have petite departments, and they have people that are specialists that work with our petite customers. And most of our stores carry petite bottoms, if not tops, because there is a crossover. Sometimes a petite woman needs the bottom, but the top she can go with a regular Missy size. So you can generally find bottoms in our stores, and please don't be intimidated. Everybody is very happy to help you, and we have a lot of petite customers in our sales associates in our stores that would be more than happy to help you.
That's great. And we also have petites and women's sizes too in a lot of our department stores.
Yeah.
I'm on the wholesale side, so I know a lot of times in department stores we get that question. So that's great. Thank you. All right. Let's see.
Oh, I just saw something that Christine lives in Silicon Valley in California, and I lived there myself at one time. So if you're close, like to our Stanford store, please go in, and you know the ladies there would really love to help you.
Maybe we'll give them a call after. And let
I
them
think
know
so,
that you're coming
and
in.
let them know that Christine's going to give them a call.
That's great. There's a question. This person is an average body figure. What's the best pant cut or style for that?
Okay. If we're talking fabrics, our washable stretch crate fabric fits, I feel, almost maybe 90% of the body types, because we have various pant widths, leg widths in that pant. And as I spoke to the lady before that was worried about being larger on the hip, the straight pant is just that. It's straight from the top down. It's not flared, it's not tapered in. Then there's the tapered pant that's an ankle pant, which on the average height person is a full-length pant, which is, I think, a wonderful shape to have. So there's so many, and going forward for fall, we end up with our heavier weight jersey pant, which also, and our panty, which also goes into those pant widths that work quite well.
Yeah, that's great. I live in the washable stretch crate, but I really do it. Not only because there's so many different style options if I want to go with a crop wide pant or a slim pant, but you know, the fact that it's washable, it travels so well. It's definitely a go-to fabric for me.
That's right. And coming up, we have a very wide one coming out, which is, I love that.
I like that too. And really, I've seen wide leg pants on shorter proportions and taller people. So really that wide leg and our wide leg jean is really amazing. It covers really good wide range of body types. So, okay, so Elizabeth wrote in, what top are you wearing right now? That's a good one. We like it when people want to know what we're wearing. Right?
One of my favorites, and this goes back, this is the latest incarnation of our box top, and I have them that go back in my archives that are literally probably 15 years old, and it's our fine gauge linen. And it's great. It's great for this weather. And this time we've still done it in a box top, so as you cannot see it, but it does reach right about to my waist, which I love using as a layering piece over a longer, slim tank, which I have on with it. And I've even, if it gets too warm, even though I don't want to bare the arms, I'll tie it across my shoulders. And I mean, they're just great. And our colors that we've been doing them in are wonderful.
I mean, we've been doing this piece. It's just amazing how it really has kind of stood the test of time, if you will. One of our original box top shapes. It's still so relevant.
And this time the sleeves are shorter, so for this time of the year, it works quite well.
And she actually wants to know what bottom you have on. I know you can't see.
You can't see. I'm in actually our newest addition to our jean line. It's a really skinny jean, and it's very stretchy and I love it, and it's light enough weight for the summer. I'm not too warm in it at all. And we're getting another wash. I have the indigo on today, and we're getting a black wash for fall. It's what I will say when you're buying a jean, and this always scares a lot of my customers when I talk to them on the phone, you really have to get them tight. Do not get them where they they fit, because once you wear them, like all jeans forever, they stretch out, and you'll just end up with a baggy jean and lose the whole look.
Yeah, we don't always have that washing machine available to put them quickly in the dryer. And you look super hip, by the way.
Thank you. That's that edgy part.
That edge coming right out. Joy wants to know, what do you suggest for someone with a large bust, wide shoulders, and smaller hips?
Smaller hips. Actually, our V shape, or an inverted V shape, is really good, because it would drape nicely over a larger bust and taper in, and not give you, it wouldn't be too overpowering. You're not, something that's really full all over is going to, which I always call the shelf effect, and you probably know what I'm referring to with that, and without going into details. So I think you have to just be careful that it's something that's not too voluminous and just fits a little, you know, a little snugger. And
I do always find those kind of pieces that are a little fuller, that kind of collapse a little bit at the hip, really do kind of give you that sort of comfort and ease of the coverage on top, but they kind of really does sort of focus on your narrow hips.
They are flattering.
And with a slim pant.
Oh, yeah.
We've got your narrow hips. Elizabeth is curious. Oh, she loves the organic cotton baby rib that you spoke about, and we're both wearing, but would love to see it in a racerback version. Well, Elizabeth, I'm sure designers are
I will have to bring that up at the next meeting I go to, because those are the kind of things we talk about, and I think that's a great idea, one we hadn't thought about.
I know, because the top I have on right now is racerback, so it's just kind of showing the tank and then the racerback effect, so it's definitely very flattering. That's great.
Very good.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to share with everyone that's watching out there? Because I know that I've learned so much.
Well, I just hope that, you know, this is our first experience doing this, and I hope everybody has enjoyed it. And, you know, just, I think when it comes to dressing, we cannot be serious about our dressing. And I think that you just have to have fun and wear fun things, wear fun jewelry, not be afraid to mix. And a really quick story, I had a customer that has been my customer for 16 years, and she started out being afraid to mix things, and today she tells me how she puts things together. So it's just a wonderful system, and it works all the time.
It does work. I have 10 years with the company too, so you know, it really is making.
And we have fun wearing things from past seasons. It's just the greatest thing to be able to do, to add that, and you build your wardrobe.
Build your wardrobe. Yep. We like to say, never throw anything out. Just kind of continue.
Just continue.
Add through.
Just continue. It's fun.
Yeah.
I wish I had the closet space to accommodate
New York
everything
City apartment. I wish that too. That's for
all these years.
Yep, that's great. Well, I had so much fun for our first one.
This has been really a lot of fun, and I hope everybody has enjoyed it, and you know, been able to ask their questions, and I hope we were able to answer them for everybody.
You did amazing. Good job. And we just want to thank everyone that did write in and ask the questions, and those that joined us today. Thank you so much. If you want to hear more from Gayton, or hear any more tips, follow her here on Facebook. Please tell all your friends and family to follow Eileen Fisher on Facebook. And we have also many other fabulous tipsters on our website and on Facebook too. So please, we'd love to kind of, hear from you. So again, thank you so much. This was great. Have a great summer.
Thank you.